Oh, so what time are you guys all in the same state or no?
We're not in the same state, but we are in the same time zone. I'm in Maryland. Craig's in
Virginia.
Virginia, and Tom. Well, Tom owns like half of West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland. So I really not sure which palace. He's like in Death Race 2000. Where's the president? Oh, he's in his summer palace in Peking. Knowing Tom, that's probably.
It's all the misses. I'm just, I'm a kept man.
So Tom, I believe you're based in Maryland, right? Or
I am held hostage in Maryland currently.
all right. So, but he has places all over the country, so and probably over the world, and you know, like I said, he's like Mr. President in Death Race 2000. You know,
Not as far as you know, Matt.
So you got to be careful with this guy.
Oh.
But
Only
yeah,
half of what he's telling you.
Okay.
but fortunately, that's why Key 13 Film Partners works so well, because we are pretty much in the same area, and we're really, I'm kind of like the hub, because where I live in Frederick, Maryland, everybody's about 45 minutes away from me. People in Baltimore, people in Berryville, Virginia, Hagerstown, Waynesboro, all of it is like within 45 minutes to no more than an hour.
Yeah.
To get here. So it really gives our reach quite a bit, because we can go everywhere in the, you know, and we call the area here the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. But it actually expands out to Pennsylvania and West Virginia, and not all of Virginia, because usually the DMV refers to more northern Virginia. So it's kind of it's our little slang, you know. Some call it the four state, which is Maryland, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Virginia. So it's kind of but we operate everywhere.
Okay, cool. So you guys all worked on Phobia together. So did you guys work with that? Like, did you guys have to come together often, or did you guys have to work independently a lot?
Well, I mean, we work together pretty much on a daily basis. There isn't a day where the three of us aren't talking in some capacity. So Phobias has really been a group effort to get this one put together. Matt and I had wanted to come up with something that was going to be fun, but also was going to kind of play off of some of the things that we liked growing up. Like me, it was growing up with horror movies. Matt, it was science fiction. And we really liked, you know, movies like John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness and other films that kind of mix those two elements together. So Matt and I came up with a number of ideas, and I outlined this idea, the very basic idea for Phobias. I got it to Matt. He liked it. He added more to it, and then he scripted it out. And it's gone through quite a few revisions at this point.
Yeah,
that's okay.
yeah, that's kind of our process. So somebody comes up with an idea, and writes a treatment, and then we sends it out to the other two partners. So like Craig, when he wrote Phobias, he sent it out to me. When I wrote I presented the idea for Paralyzed, I sent it out to Craig, and we had another member who has moved on to other projects, and so we had Tom, who of course was actually in Hoodie. And so when we sent it to him, you know, it had already been written, but we still got his input on it because of his work on the character, because he played this main character, Gordon, in Hoodie. And so once he gave his input, Craig gave his input, then you know, the lead, which was me, takes it back and makes the changes, and then we just keep doing that until we have a treatment that we're ready to go, and then we start writing the script, and then the script goes out and goes to everybody, and they make changes. So Phobias, you know, Craig came up with the original idea. He came out with a really great treatment. I took it, kind of expanded it here and there, sent it to Tom. Tom gave us his input, and then we turned it into a script, and then the process happened again. And we're still always, you know, even Serious Profession, the movie that we're filming right now, still underwent revisions. It still undergoes revisions occasionally, more like tweaks because it's situational. But Phobias is, matter of fact, we actually had a very long discussion about Phobias today, about some of the pieces in it, and so we're going to make some changes, minor changes to that, because you know, when you start making a movie and you start having production meetings and you start talking about it, and Craig, which he'll go more into depth about, he's in this. We had a meeting with the special effects team, and some things came up from that. So we got to incorporate those changes in there. It's the reason why we're Key 13 Film Partners is we are a collaborative effort. Now, I know I'm the one talking a lot, and I'm trying my best not to do this, but they actually, both these guys mentioned that I do kind of hijack conversations a little bit, and they're right. They're not wrong. But the reason why we're Key 13 Film Partners is because it's a partnership. Everybody has a place, can give a suggestion, give an idea, give a recommendation, and then it's up to the project lead to say, "Yay, I'm cool with that," or "Nah," or whatever. So you know, it's really just going to be dependent upon what, you know, what inputs we get, and everybody has an input, and then if it's something that we realize we need to fix it, then we can.
Okay. So Craig, you're the director of special effects. You want to tell us a little bit about that? Walk us through a little bit of the day in the life of that.
Well, actually, I will admit that this is the first time I have directed this kind of level of special effects. I've worked with a special effects team, a brother team called the Amos Brothers, for years now, and I directed numerous short films that they had put together that was typically led up to some sort of a special effect going on, something gruesome or gory. So I worked with them a lot on the, you know, how to pull off special effects for next to nothing. And it's a lot of camera trickery. There's a lot of editing, just the right timing for, you know, within the editing. It's a whole process to really bring the special effects to actual life. And it's a lot of people working kind of, you know, playing their own parts to really make it convincing. Like, we did a special effect years ago where Matthew Amos, one of the special effects artists, was to have his intestines pulled out through his mouth with a coat hanger. And so we pulled it off by just a lot of camera trickery and just some really tight editing. And when you watch the final result, everyone that's ever seen it has been completely revolted, and it's just that's exactly what we wanted. So working for years just doing those little pops here and there of special effects, I have a very strong idea of how we need to bring this together. It's just that this particular film, everything else before this has been literally made on next to nothing. So actually having some money to get some of these creatures to life is really going to be a next step in that, you know, the evolutionary process that we've come, you know, as far as special effects artists.
Yeah, we the Amos Brothers are now a company known as Amos Effects, which is the two brothers, Matthew and Jeremy, Jeremy did the creature designs for Phobias based off of our script, and then Andrea, who runs the business side of things, she joined them a few. What? How long ago? A while back.
About a year and a half at this point.
Yeah, because she was there for Brazen Impact, or not Brazen,
Yeah.
Brazen Impact. Yeah, when we were filming at the bar, and so them along with Joan Jones, who runs a company called Media Makeup for You, who works on a lot of television shows, crime shows and things like that. So with these two special effects teams, plus with Donnie Drum, who did the masks for our film Paralyzed and Hoodie, we've got a really great team here. And matter of fact, Craig was doing storyboards for Phobias just yesterday.
Yep. Yeah, we spent half the day just storyboarding the gore effects alone. That doesn't include the costuming effects. I can't give any details on the characters, specifically two characters, but there's going to be some pretty elaborate effects that we are still working on figuring out how to bring to life.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of the characters that Craig is working on that really is going to be kind of one of the shining moments of Phobias. And we can't stress this enough. We say this all the time. I don't think anybody believes us, but believe us. We know, we are 95% certain, unless somebody comes up with some obscure movie from like Scandinavia or Romania that nobody's ever heard of, like Turkish Star Wars. A monster never, ever before seen in the history of horror films. From when the first one came out, which was maybe Haxan?
That was one of the earlier ones.
One of the earlier ones to today. There is a monster, and the fact that we can say this with confidence is, I can't stress how excited it is. And I actually just asked everybody, should I talk about it? Because they're so excited about it. And everyone says, no, keep your mouth shut. Don't tell anybody. Don't show anything. Make them come and watch the movie. And that is what we're really trying to do. And Phobias, we say this, again, I don't think people believe us. They think that we're probably full of crap. And, if I was out there in the ether, I would probably sit there and think the same thing. But, Craig will tell you.
Well, and that's just the thing, is that I know I've seen a lot of horror movies. I've seen a lot of horror movies. I have a monstrous collection of horror movies. And then just doing my general research, this creature, I can genuinely say that I have never seen anything like this one. And storyboarding this sucker has been a lot of fun, I can tell you that much.
Monstrous collection of horror movies. I see what you did there.
That was punny.
Matt, don't hold back, man. Tell us how you really feel about this monster. Come on. I don't think anybody's really getting it.
I'm just so over the moon about this monster, and I know that people are going to sit there, and some are going to sit there and go, that is the most coolest thing we've ever seen. And then some are going to go, that is the stupidest thing that they've ever seen.
Well, actually, my intent when this creature is revealed is to give people a genuine fear of what this creature is. Because the way I envision it, this thing is going to be something out of a very bad nightmare.
I think Tom needs to tell us how he feels about it, because he's been like the guy quiet about it. You guys are the ones gushing about it. Tom, are they full of crap? Tell us.
Anybody who doesn't like this movie is an Uwe Boll fan. That's all I have to say about it.
Ouch. Ouch. Way to hit those guys below the belt. Of course, we do all the time. If any of you saw the last episode of last season of Terribly Awful.
Oh,
Blood Rain 3.
oh, oh.
I'm trying to think. Is that the vampire one? Wait, Blood Rain 3.
Yeah.
Blood Rain 3, the Nazi one.
Oh,
First
yeah.
one was her origin story with Kristanna Loken. The second one was the Western. And then the third one was the Nazi one that was it's probably as close to the game as you could get, which really wasn't close at all. And then at the same time they were filming that one, they filmed Blubberella, which we reviewed at the end of season 2, and that was just terrible.
One of the worst. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Joe, I can only tell you that these guys didn't hire me. They hazed me. They forced me to sit and watch a couple of these movies. So, yeah.
Like Suni's gonna start holding up a help me sign, like just
Well, it's just funny. Our association with Tom started with Hoodie, and well, technically it started before that, but we don't talk about the bad times. And the times when we were guns for hire and we got hired to shoot a really rusted piece of junk.
Hey, we've all worked on some crap.
Yeah. But Tom joined us on Hoodie, which was our first anything that we as Key 13 Film Partners produced. So Tom has pretty much been with us from the beginning for the last year and a half. We'll hit our 2-year anniversary on November 13th. So part of where the number comes from. So Tom, he started off with Hoodie, and he's seen us grow and evolve, and he's been involved in quite a bit. And of course, when
Mutate.
Yes. And then, of course, when we did Paralyzed, which is our latest project that we've just released, we released it on Wednesday, so just a few days ago. We brought Tom back because originally it was not going to be a sequel to Hoodie. Originally, Hoodie was a one and done. And through the support of Craig and Tom, we decided to make it a sequel. And because of that, we actually are, and you're the first one to actually hear it, we're actually going to do a third, only this one is going to be almost basically the last part of a 3-part movie. So we're going to take parts Hoodie, Paralyzed, then do a third part, which will be about an hour or so. And by putting it together, we'll have a full 90-minute movie.
Ooh. So wait, Tom, I don't want to give anything away, but you're the main guy in Paralyzed?
I am.
With the glasses?
I'm the only guy in Paralyzed, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, like, oh my gosh, you look different.
That's good.
I was sitting here thinking for a second, I was like, no.
It took a lot of work to make me look that bad.
Yeah, but Tom did. So when we decided to make it a sequel, we had to bring Tom back in, and to finish up Gordon's arc, because Zuckerman's arc pretty much ends in Hoodie, and I'm not spoiling anything in Hoodie because it's been out now for over a year, and if people haven't watched it yet, well, then first of all they need to go watch the dang thing because we're pretty proud of it. For first effort, it was pretty dang good, and
yeah.
We were all out there for, suffering in 30-degree weather.
30-degree, Matt? 30-degree? That sucker was
brother.
like 15 degrees out.
Jeez. We covered that one on this one, didn't we, Matt?
Yes, we did.
That's
yes,
what
we
I
did.
thought.
Yeah. So we did that, and but fortunately, we learned our lessons, and I made sure Paralyzed was filmed indoors.
Climate control.
So yeah, I'm sure Tom would like to talk a little bit about playing Gordon again for the second time.
Since I'm being forced into talking, because I normally don't unless I'm on roll. So anyway, Going back a minute ago, if you want to know how tough these guys are, so that filming, it got to 19 degrees. Myself and Bob were in the car, and we were actually okay. It wasn't that bad. But those poor guys and my daughter literally froze. They had to take 40-minute breaks in between takes. And my daughter had aspirations of actually being an actress and a PA, and it was a 12-hour Key 13 set that made her totally change her mind and go into teaching. So, yeah.
So yeah,
Climate
Yeah.
control.
She will not be in outdoor school ever, she says, by the way. So, yeah, I literally auditioned for the role of Gordon. I was asked to do so, which I was very pleased about it, and I was selected, which kind of surprised me because I enjoy acting, but I definitely don't think of myself as an A-lister, and it's something that I do for the enjoyment of, not for the ego. And so I don't know if these guys know it or not, but I mean, I took a lot of time and effort into preparing for that role because what a lot of independent and amateur actors don't understand is there's backstories, there's subtext, there's a lot of intricacies that go into a film. And so when Bob and I were on set, we were trying to figure out what exactly the backstory was between the two characters and how we meshed. And we came up with that, and then simply I reflected a lot of that in the role. If you watch, there's a scene where I guess it was really the first compliment I ever got from these guys. It's like the look, because Bob says something, I just sit there and I go, and just by that look, you can tell that these two guys have had a long and not a nice collaboration together, and that's communicated through nothing more than a rolling of the eyes. You get the entire backstory of these two characters. And so they contacted me. We've been together now. I guess officially I became the consigliere, what about it, 6 months ago? So
no, I think it's more than that.
so they said about Paralyzed, and I got the script, and again it was now I've got the additional wife named Angela who I have to play off, and Stephanie, the actress that played Angela, was amazing. And again, we sat there and created a little bit of a backstory, and one of which is the whole wedding ring. That was kind of I think I suggested that to you guys probably like a day and a half before we actually filmed, and then I contacted Stephanie and said, here's how we're going to work this, and it's not scripted. She throws in a line as she's walking away, and again, it really cements the relationship that the two of them had. So it was very enjoyable getting to go deeper into that role, where you see, in Hoodie, a completely functional person, to Paralyzed, we're again not giving it away, but you see Gordon being a very broken person. I'm not sure if you have a chance to watch it yet.
Oh
No,
yeah, I've seen it already.
You did, because you said you didn't recognize me, which I'm not sure how I
Yeah.
feel about that.
It means that you transformed into Gordon, like Matt and I have told you did.
Yes.
Deep into the method acting. It's like, I absorb you. You are now me. I am now you.
But and that's why with Gordon, there's the character of Gordon was designed to represent what a lot of people feel. It's and being stuck in that place where Zuckerman is just a straight up racist, but he masks his racism and concern for his community and other things. So, Hoodie and both Parody and Paralyzed are horror films, but there is a lot more involved in the story. And so having to have somebody who can communicate that, and you watch Tom and Stephanie playing Angela and Gordon, and you definitely can feel that connection. And the fact that Stephanie's African American just made it even bigger as far as the subtext from the first movie. So, while you don't have to watch Hoodie to understand Paralyzed, if you watch both together, you get a much bigger picture, not only of the world building, but of the dynamics in that world, which any good horror film should mirror what's going on in your world. It should, yeah, okay, Jason's great. He kills everybody. Okay, but some of the best horror films that have come out have deal with a lot more and have other layers to it, at least the ones that I enjoy.
Okay. Well, Tom, what did you do? I mean, if really anything, to get yourself in that mindset to portray that character in that situation?
In the first situation, really didn't take all that much actually, because I feel that my personality is one of a diplomat and a peacemaker. I try not to, I'm not a fence sitter by any means, but when confronted with someone whose viewpoints I don't agree with, I try to negotiate and educate as opposed to confront. And so it wasn't really a stretch to play that character. It was more of a stretch for me to react the way that I did to Bob, by rolling the eyes and getting a little more amplified and animated. That's something that I normally won't engage with. That was definitely for the role. Paralyzed, on the other hand, again, it's something that I enjoy about acting. Was I did research on how does a paralyzed character act? How do they feel? There's a dream sequence which I don't think the camera really caught it, but that's okay. It's not the big deal. But I'm going through some REM sleep, and so I did some research on how does a person behave during REM sleep, and one of which is you can actually see somebody's eyes moving. And so in that scene, if you look, my eyes are darting all over the place. And then the part that I'm quite proud of is that because I'm paralyzed in the role, I'm actually wearing a diaper in the scene. And then if you ask, yeah, I'm paralyzed. So the character's paralyzed. You can't get up and use the bathroom. So got a diaper on.
No judgment, man.
And it came in handy. Not that these guys needed to know that, but it came in handy. And
well, we knew about it because you told us you're going to do it, and then you showed up with it, and it looked like you'd already used it, and so but he's sitting there, and and it made sense because without giving too much away, Gordon is sitting there in a chair, and his wife basically is fed up with his pissy attitude and leaves, and but you still got to find out what happens after she leaves. It's we really liked Paralyzed, and because of what we did in Paralyzed, there are hints and pieces for the third piece. And we're not going to go into the third piece, mostly because we're still working on the treatment. And until these other two guys, I guess over here, these two other guys, not until they've gone through it, we've come up with a treatment that we really like. We're not going to say much, but we are going to be making a third one. When, again, that's kind of up in the air. We have a very heady production schedule. We're working on Serious Profession right now, which is our crime drama. And then we roll right into Paralyzed.
No, Phobias.
Oh, sorry, Phobias. Damn it. We roll right into Phobias. And in between, we're working with a new company called Cinephoto, doing a faux trailer for a Fatsploitation movie.
Exploitation.
That guy.
Exactly as it sounds. Yeah, it's a large man seeking vengeance on a group of skinny people.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. It's called Heavy Duty Man. We just announced it on the production slate. we have Jeremy Amos, who played our Hoodie in Hoodie.
And he's paralyzed.
And he's in our Spectre and Paralyzed, and because he's like ginormous, and so we talked with him about it because we were helping out these guys, and we're doing it. We're basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a fake trailer for Heavy Duty Man, sort of like what they did at the beginning for Grindhouse, like Nazi werewolf women of the SS and Don't, which is. I mean, I love the faux. Actually, I'll be honest. I love the faux trailers more than I actually liked the whole movie. Although I do love the extended Death Proof, but I'm getting off on a tangent here.
Yes, they were. Oh, I love Quentin Tarantino. But anyway.
Yeah. So we're going to make the faux trailer, and then we're going to, our set of photos going to put it up. With our help, of course, because we're helping out. And we're going to do an all or nothing campaign on it. And if we get the money to make it, we'll actually make the full-length version of Heavy Duty Man. And if we don't, we don't. Like I said, if the other guys want to do it, great, but we're not going to do it unless we get the money. So, we
were asked to do this, and we've had a very busy slate as it is. But when we heard the concept, Matt and I just about lost it, and I was just like, "Oh, come on! If it's just a faux trailer, we could do this over the weekend for these guys. This is literally not going to." This isn't rocket science here. I mean,
it's going to be so intentionally, hilariously bad. And we've done it before. We did for our very first April Fool's joke. We did a fake trailer for Horror House on Highway 5.
Yeah, the sequel to it that we made the faux trailer. Yeah, a Horror House on Highway 15.
And 15, right. We made a faux trailer for it, and we had Craig in a Donald Trump mask.
Oh my God.
With a hammer.
Well, and that was the joke in Horror House on Highway 5. The killer is running around wearing a Richard Nixon mask.
Oh.
So we did that. So we try to help out at least one other production during the year, just because we like to support our local film community. Last year we worked on Brazen Impact. This year we're doing Heavy Duty Man, and then we're gonna work. Then we do Phobias, and it's really gone to what we do starting next year. We've already got one script completed. We've got a couple more in development. Our goal is to always do one short film a year, and then unfortunately, our show Terribly Awful, unfortunately has basically been put on hiatus because our production schedule is so tight right now. We just don't have the time.
Busy. Yeah, it's on hiatus, but we have been talking about that as of today, and we've got a few ideas to keep it kind of rolling along still.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of stuff on our production slate. We've got the Elementals comic book fan project. Because it's Elementals was a comic from the 1980s, which I absolutely love. Where Craig is working on episode 0. We're actually gonna hopefully have some rough footage to kind of just show off a little bit. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. We've got a very full schedule. But quality is always our number one goal. We're not going to rush anything out, and that's why I think that while it's keeping us very busy, I know full well that what we're going to put out is people are going to like it, and it's just a matter of just getting the word out there and drawing them in, and so we got with Paralyzed dropped our short film for this year. You know, eventually we'll submit it to film festivals. Hoodie is a year old, and it's still, we just got notified that we made it to the semifinalists for the 2021 for our film festival this year. So Hoodie's got legs. Hoodie's been going on. Serious Profession.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's all due to these guys. Serious Profession already won an award for screenwriting.
We haven't even made the movie yet. No?
Award for screenwriting. Phobias, we got the horror film with a never before seen monster, as well as we got a horror icon. We got Ellen Udy from My Bloody Valentine. Yeah. We also got Scream Queen Julie Prescott, and we have cameos. Yeah, Julie's awesome. And we have cameos by Sean C. Phillips and Mel Heflin and Monique Dupree and
nice.
Yeah, and some up and coming people like Emily Whitcomb, who was in The Vampire and the Vigilante with Michael Pare. We even have a brand new actress, Emily Flack, this is her first role in a feature film. So Phobias has got a lot of great things. Serious Profession's got a lot of great things. We have an outstanding cast with our leads, Rick Germain and Brucellis Morris. And so, we really just hope that people find us and take a look at what we've done and look at our production slate, because it really shows not only do we love horror, but we love other films. And people are always complaining about there's nothing new, nothing original. It's all been done before. People are just doing the same thing and just recycling the same plots and the same characters and the same stories. Granted, there are only 12 different types of stories you can write or something like that, but
yeah,
it's all in how you do it. And I know with these guys' help and with everybody involved, we've got projects that are new, they're different, and they take the tropes, and we try to not necessarily deconstruct them, but recontextualize them a little bit.
Well,
I'm excited.
Well, and to elaborate on what Matt had said, typically when we're coming up with ideas and ways of doing things, and if something has been done before, it gets run by me, and I can almost always tell them, okay, well, this movie did that, this movie did that, this movie did that. Okay, how can we manipulate this so that it appears to be original, or it's a different take on the same sort of material, so we're always, we don't just settle for standard, point A to point B fare. Everything is like a point A to A point 1 and A point 2, before it actually gets to B.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, the Offspring popped in on me.
Oh, the one that won't do a. Is it the one that won't work with us again?
No, it's the youngest one. He hasn't heard of the horror yet. I'm going to.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
Help me.
We actually also got Tom's wife to help us out on Hoodie as well. And
nice.
she was a trooper, she was just there for moral support. And next thing you know, she's donning a mask and eating people.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry guys, I went dark for a second. I don't know what just happened.
Oh, it's all good.
It's okay. I just started clicking on my end for a second, so I kind of paused, like, what's happening? But it's okay.
Yeah, I think I popped in and I heard that, yeah, due to circumstances beyond our control, I had to enlist my wife and my daughter in the movie.
Oh.
That's why, like, if you never bring people with you because something will happen, like, can you just stand in the back, totally fine. Then later it's like, you stand a little closer, like somebody just didn't show up at the last minute. So
Yeah, I mean, if you can't roll with the punches, making an independent film, uh, if somebody not showing up just completely floors you, you might want to rethink your career path because you got to have a thick skin and you got to be ready to respond because when things don't go your way. Matter of fact, we had a problem today. I'm scouting locations, and the location that I was going to use, it was an abandoned Walmart. Well, I go there. It's the first time I've been there in a couple of weeks. And I mean, they must have just put it up. They completely turned it into an at-home place, selling furniture and stuff. It was abandoned for years. And then all of a sudden, I don't even think the plastic had been I think they just peeled the plastic off the signs. And I'm like, well, that sucks. And I messaged these guys and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
And so Tom came up with a solution, and it was a much better solution than the one I came up with. And so, again, that's why we're Key 13 Film Partners. Everybody has a stake in this. And if somebody has an idea that's better, and we know it's better, then we would be stupid to let our pride or our hubris get in the way of that. And so Tom came up with a solution, and it was the best possible solution that we could have come up with. It actually works out great for us, and so that's why you got to be able to handle and roll with it, and know that you've got people like these guys who've got your back, because if you can't find the solution, somebody's going to find it for you, and that's what makes the independent spirit and the independent film community such a great thing, is because people do pitch in and help out where they can. That's why we always try to help out a small production, or we help out another, like Brazen Impact's is a pretty big film, and we were there to help them out as best we could, and just because that's just who we are. We work on our projects, but we try to help out other people as best we can when we can.
that's awesome, and I totally agree with that. And I like to see that the indie community is like, there is their own little drama, just like any other group out there. But for the most part, because those are exceptional people, for the most part, a lot of people do like to come together and help each other, and enlist friends or relatives or whatever, just to get something done. It can be the dumbest thing in the world, but everybody will come together and help to get it all done, so that everybody gets there. We're all trying to get to the same point.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. It's a shame. It's a shame you're not here, Joe, because there's a place for you in Heavy Duty Man.
Oh, could I be the guy in the fat suit?
Hey, well, actually, we're still casting for that one. But it's, oh my gosh, I cannot. Heavy Duty Man, it's funny. I can't wait to film Serious Profession next week. I can't wait to get really stuck into Phobias. But dang it, I have to admit, I'm kind of psyched about Heavy Duty Man.
I am too.
I actually did.
I want to see a big dude go after a bunch of little people.
I don't know if it'll play here, but I actually did some voiceover for the trailer.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
And I actually, for like trailer, I tried to do the grindhouse thing, but I actually have another a guy who's actually a voice actor. He's offered to do it, so I talked with the Cinephoto guys, and they talked to him. So we'll see it if it comes out. But I'm sitting there, so I'm doing this, and I'm saying like, "Oh, HD Mac Wonder wants to get home without being hassled by gangs of skinny people," and I just shredded my vocal cords when I'm doing it. All right, I don't know if this will play, but if it doesn't play, I'll send you the audio file, Joe, and you can splice it in.
Okay, cool.
All right, give it a second. Gosh, I hate my computer sometimes. Heavy duty man. So that's it right there. So that's so I do the voice. Actually, and then of course, my favorite. I think the part that everybody else loves is at the very end, and I go, rated X.
Yeah, rated X.
I just think of like the lunch lady that like smoked 2 packs a day. She's like, you want gravy for your mashed potatoes?
Yeah, yeah. It kind of reminds me of Lunch Lady Doris in The Simpsons.
Oh, geez.
Yes, yes. She was the lunch lady that smoked 2 packs a day.
Yeah, she's always got the cigarette. She's putting ash in the food. And my favorite one is where she's sitting there and she's starting up, and groundskeeper Willie bursts in and goes, "Hey, woman, have you got any grease?" Yes, yes,
He's
we
like,
do. To grease me up, woman. And she just looks at him, okie dokie.
I love that. I love The Simpsons.
Oh, me too. Me too. I actually have Simpsons clips on my phone, and sometimes, like when somebody will say something, I'll play it. Or Futurama too. My favorite Futurama. I used it. This girl was telling us a story. She's telling us a story, and I was just like completely bored with the whole story. I was like, "Oh God, would you just stop talking?" And I actually had this thing with Bender on it, and within a minute she's done, I played and and Bender goes, "Wow, the interesting thing about that is."
Oh my God.
That's exactly how I felt. That's exactly how I felt. So it's just that's why I love The Simpsons. I love Futurama. I've not seen the new Matt Groening show, Disenchanted, yet. Yeah. I've been digging Love, Death, and Robots.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Do you remember Liquid Television from MTV back in the day?
Yes, with Eon Flux and the Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, originally the room from what I've
supposed to have been a heavy metal project.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a heavy metal project, and it got I guess the rights or whatever, and so they turned it into Love, Death, and Robots. And oh my gosh, the second season just started, and I started to get started tucking into it, and I'm just like, whoa, I got to get to bed. It was late at night. I was exhausted, but oh my gosh, it's right up there, and I love Aeon Flux.
Yeah.
I've not subjected these guys. I've got the Aeon Flux DVD box set that's been discontinued. That is like one of my crown jewels of my collection. And
nice.
I absolutely adore Aeon Flux. And eventually our goal at Key 13 is to do a couple of animated films.
Free Tom. You guys got to make a T-shirt that says "Free Tom."
Yes.
Yeah, we'll sell it on the Phobias Indiegogo campaign, which we probably should talk about that.
Yes.
So, Tom, talk about the Phobias Indiegogo campaign.
Give us all your money. So
that's it.
Yeah,
Here's the
we,
pitch.
Legit to me.
we have
Um,
a 30-day campaign to fund Phobias. We deliberately put 30 days in to induce a sense of urgency. I believe we are just shy of 50% right now, correct, Mr. Anderson?
we're at 42, the last I
42.
checked.
Okay, and it can be found at the Key 13 webpage and the Key 13 Facebook page. And again, send us all your money because without it, I am never going to get free.
And I am going to put links in the description so we can free Tom. You guys can go
Yes.
over there and check out the Indiegogo and the page for Key 13 in the description, like I just said. It'll be there. You guys will see it. Free Tom.
You know, and the thing is, though, we don't just have the please send us money video. You know, we have, which Craig did an excellent job because I hate. It's funny. I love talking in interviews. I hate doing those funding videos. I'm just
Awkward.
dude.
It feels awkward, doesn't it?
Yeah, because you're. Hi, I'm Matt Anderson. I'm writer and director of the film series Profession. I
Doing
would
it
like
just like
to talk
that.
to you. Yeah. Just,
I actually
Please give us
enjoy.
all your money or we will not free Mr. Tom. And then have Tom in a chair and he's like, please help me.
Yeah. Look, bring out the GIMP.
Oh,
oh.
oh.
But with our Phobias funding campaign, not only do we have all the really cool perks, like you get to spend a day on the set. You get, if you're a producer, you get to spend every day on the set, as well as get your pictures, as well as help kill somebody, as well as, I mean, you pretty much, every single perk you could possibly get is pretty much there. We have props and we have costumes and we have stuff, but not only do we have all those perks, but we have a short film. It's the only place you can watch it is on our funding campaign. At least for right now. We're probably going to release it onto our page at some point. But the first of 3 phobia-related short films to show, just give you just a taste of what we're looking to do with the actual movie. You can only see it on our funding campaign. It's right at the beginning, so you can watch it. And if you don't want to listen to Craig's silky smooth tones talk about all the other great things like the outstanding cast, that we're building an actual maze, that we're actually got a monster never before seen. We've got a special effects team. Amos Effects have been on 2 big budgeted fan films, Voorhees and Roseblood. Along with Joan, who's worked on many different TV shows. We also have interviews. We have the interview you did, Joe, with some of the cast members, and we have interviews from other people. You can watch Paralyzed there. You can watch Hoodie there. We're not just. You even get some behind the scenes photos. So we're not just there just to promote the product to get the funds to make it, which we really want. We got other things in there to make your visit. You come, stay a while, and then by the time you see what we've done, you're either going to say, you know what, I think these guys need some money because I want to see what they can do with more money, or you might sit there and go, okay, well, whatever. And these guys are all hype and all show and no go, which is not true because we are way show and go.
Sorry, didn't mean to step over you.
Oh, you're fine.
Phobias has gotten attention because of the number of known entities within the film world. We added a voiceover. I'd like you guys to talk about that. Craig, speak to that.
Well, I was wondering, Matt, why you hadn't mentioned that as part of the cast as well. I
was kind of saving it for like in the middle, but please, by all means, talk about our very special guest star.
Well, we gotten Felisa Rose of Sleepaway Camp fame to play a very, very small voice role in the film.
But a pivotal role.
It's a very important part, yes, but she will be voicing one of the. Well, I can't give away details, but she will be voicing a very important part in this movie.
Well, we can actually release the name because we have the names of it. We have Felisa Rose is playing the lead of the organization called the Firm, which is the people that are conducting the experiment on the people in Phobias. She is the voice of the lead triumvirate. And Sean C. Phillips is the voice of one of the other triumvirate. And then Rusty Gilligan, who is an artist. He's worked on for Marvel projects in DC. He actually just announced he just launched a trailer of his animated film of his ongoing series Mac and Trouble. Just got released. He is the voice of Triumvirate One. So we have and Rusty was actually he was in like Little House on the Prairie and a couple of other shows back in the day. So we have Rose, we have Sean C. Phillips, we have Rusty Gilligan, along with all our other cameos in there. So everybody who's read the script wants to do it, and we got, like I said, we got Ellen Udy and we got Julie Prescott and Monique Dupree and a whole bunch of other people. And, so people want to be in this. We've gotten the recognition. We've done interviews. I mean, this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interviews. This is, about this. I mean,
without a doubt, people want to be a part of this and they want to do it. That's why it's important that we get the word out as much as possible so that we can get the funding to get this put together. It's not just about bringing the monsters to life. It's about bringing everyone together to make this come to life as a whole project. There's a lot of people that really want to see this, really take form. But we need help. And that's just the truth of it. We need to get that campaign out as much as possible. And even if people aren't able to contribute any money to it, a share goes a long way. It really does. And that's all we're asking is that even if you can't contribute, please let others know who might be able to.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you $10 is nothing. $10. You can spend the money or you can just donate. I mean, you don't even have to get a perk if you don't want it. Funding an independent film like this isn't just to make, as Craig said, to make the monsters come to life. It's to build the maze. It's to hire the people to build the maze. It's to hire the actors to pay them for their time and their support. One thing that, it's great, and I know actors will do it for free because, they love the craft, but anything that we can do to help to reward them or to thank them for their hard work in being in a film like this, that's where a lot of the money is going to. It's going to the people, not the things, but to the people to buy the things we need to make the monsters and to make the props and to build the maze and to hire. And we have to hire the best people for that. And so that's what funding an independent film really is. It's not about, we're not getting all the money and we're just going to go spend it on party and go party with it. If anybody,
I know what you're supposed to do with it.
Well, some people think that all the fundraising does is that you just take the money and blow it.
That's
and
what
I gotta call a couple of drug dealers back. Hold on a second.
And that's not the case. It's to pay the people, and to build and to make the best possible film we can make. The more, even if we hit our goal, that's what we need to the minimum we need to make the film. To go beyond that, the more we can get, the more help that people can provide, the further we can go, the better the movie will make, and the more people are going to want to watch it. And my favorite axiom that I like to use is money gives you options. The more you have, the more options you have. But you can still make an amazing thing. You can make an amazing film with a cell phone and a lot of good intent, but you can make something phenomenal with a few bucks and some support. So
Absolutely.
there. I'm off my soapbox now. See?
Get
The
down.
mo money, the mo better.
Yes.
Right.
But
And again, guys, the link will be in the description below for Key 13, so you guys can go over there and check out Phobias, check out Paralyzed, check out Hoodie, go over to Indiegogo, right?
yes.
Okay, because sometimes I say the other one and I'm like, oh, sorry. Too
No,
many.
not Kickstarter. Indiegogo. Kickstarters, they're jerks.
Oh yeah. Does anybody use that one anymore, honestly?
Actually, Kickstarter is great if you've got a product like a
Yeah.
device, or if you want to start a business. People will use it to fund a business. We probably should have done that ourselves for Key 13, but with Kickstarter, it's an all or nothing. You either make your goal or you get nothing.
Okay. So do or die kind of deal.
Right. Where Indiegogo is, you can do it all and get, do it all or nothing, or you can take what you get. So that's where a lot of people, why independent films a lot of times go to Indiegogo. There's others, but they're varying degrees of difficulty and risk versus reward and all that stuff. There, it's with anything in this life. There are no guarantees.
That's true. Well, guys, we are pretty much at the end of our hour here. Do you guys have any last words for our viewers?
Tom, why don't you go first?
Help.
As I always like to conclude, in the words and the philosophy of the possum, live ugly, fake your death.
Right?
That's a tough one to follow up,
No.
First of all, thank you for having us on your show. Actually, really, when it comes to Phobias, this is one of those kind of dream projects, and knowing that everyone that is involved with this is really on board with it. Please, just help out in any way you can with this campaign. As I said before, and I'll reiterate again, sharing can go a real long way. So please help us out with that. And thank you again for having us on the show.
Yeah, Joe, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And it's great talking to you. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I'm excited because I've been hearing about this monster for almost a year now. I want to see the thing.
Yeah.
So give them money.
Yeah, we want to show it to you, but we can't. And as far as my last words, I just want to again reiterate what these guys said. Thank you, Joe, for having us, and please check out not just the Phobias funding campaign, but check out everything that we've done. We have a lot of talented men and women who work at Key 13 Film Partners who've worked on our projects. Without them, we would not be where we are now and where we are planning to go. So every visit, every link you share, every video you watch helps everybody who's been involved, helps them with them getting to do what they love doing, which is whether it's special effects or acting or writing or whatever. Please watch our videos. Watch everything that we've put out, because that just helps spread the word and gives everybody an opportunity to show what they can do. And like I said, we wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be talking to you if we didn't have all these wonderful people helping us out and getting everything done.
That's very well said, guys. All three of you.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it. I enjoy seeing the work that you guys put out. You guys are awesome. You guys do put out amazing content. And I hope that you guys get all the funding you need to continue this project, because I want to fucking see it already. Jesus. Like, we all got stimulus. We all got taxes. There's no excuse right now. $10, like you said, that's nothing. That's a Starbucks coffee. Let's get off our high horses and And, put all the links in there. Just go click on them. Go check out Key 13 Film Protections. Check out their work, like Matt said, and go check out the Indiegogo. Give these guys $10. Come on, you don't need coffee tomorrow. Taco Bell's not important. Just give it another day. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Oh, thank you guys again for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for joining. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you check them out and make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, follow, share, whatever the hell it says on your platform to do. Just do it. So, all right. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys next time.